very thirsty. Yeah,
So I'm coming now, yeah? See that one, see it in your front.
Okay. Can we all hear me? And please, if you can hear me, kindly drop a chat on the chat box. Kindly type 1 on the chat box. If you can hear me, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good morning. Wherever it is you are in the world, welcome to tonight's very interesting masterclass. We're so excited about today's masterclass because we really believe that it's something that we need so that we can be able to plan and get our 2024 ready. So if you're in this class, give yourself a thumbs up. I'm so grateful for you. I'm happy for you because in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes, you'll be taken on a life journey by 3 of Nigeria's finest financial consultants. And one of the things they're going to be getting at the end of the day is years of experience. I'm a little bit younger, so I have little years of experience, but I can tell you I have very, 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 very solid years of experience. I'll be sharing with you financial templates for 2024. My mentor will be joining us, Dr. Oladipo Clement, joining us in the next 5 minutes. We'll be talking about creating a working financial plan for your 2024. Then we'll wrap up with the maestro himself, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, who will be wrapping up the meeting for us tonight. And he's going to be sharing several years of experience and giving us valuable tips for you to be a part of it. I can't overemphasize the importance of this class. So please, if you don't have your notes, please. Apologies, please. If you don't have your notes, kindly get your notes so that you can be able to. IMA, please chat. I think Pastor Clement is trying to get across to me. Please chat him up that we're expecting him in 2 minutes, so that I don't use this phone to do that. All right. So, like I was saying, please take your notes, take your pen. There's going to be lots of things. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. There's going to be a lot of templates shared, and after that, you'll be glad as you did. So, without wasting much time, because there are a lot of things to cover, I wanted us to do this as part 1 this week and part 2 next week. But there's a lot of work to be done. Next week we have the expo, different kind of things. So please, as much as you can get, try and get so much from these men. And I also am with my own notes. I can't wait for this to start. Dr. Clement is my mentor. This Life Page Group is the first organization I ever worked with. In fact, that's the only organization I ever worked professionally. So, and for several years, I've been under his tutelage, and I can tell you that there are years of experience, years of hard lessons, and years of plenty, so that you can be able to merge the two of them together. You learn from his failures, and also learn from his success so that your own journey can be smooth. So with a round of applause, a digital applause, kindly welcome to the screen, Dr. Oladipo Clement. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Sam Orija. Thank you for the honor of being here. And thank you everyone for making time out to be part of this. When he asked me to share on this platform, Can you see me and hear me loud and clear? Can you see me and hear me loud and clear?
It's a loud and clear, sir.
Okay, great. So I thought there's so much to share and then limited time. So we're actually constrained by time. So what I'm going to try to do in this session is just to give tips, right? I may not be able to go in depth. If I decide to go in depth, the challenge would be that I will not cover all the other relevant things that you need to put together to accomplish whatever it is you need to accomplish. We are in that season of the year when most people are in a merriment mode, people are in the celebration mode, and a lot of people are also in the entertainment mode. People want to relax, people want to chill out, all right? And like my children will say, people are chillaxing right now. So people want to chillax. That's a combination of relax and chill. Okay, so, but it's also a moment for some few people where they are, basically reviewing, evaluating, or re-evaluating, analyzing, the outgoing year so that they can approach the new year more intelligently. But I must also mention here that quite a handful of very successful people don't even wait till the end of the year like this to begin to prepare for the incoming year. What they actually do, what successful people do is between June and July is when they begin to project into the coming year. And that's when they do all the relevant evaluation analysis. Now, it doesn't mean you can't continue to evaluate. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with evaluating or analyzing things in December. It just means that you don't wait till this moment. I don't want to go too deep in that. There's a concept called the mist of year, and it is usually between the June and July season. And that season is when you are able to draw essentially the direction for the new year. So you don't wait till December, but then it's still not out of place if you're just hearing this concept for the very first time. Now, so because I have so much in my mind I need to share, let me just break them down in digestible quantity. The first thing I want to mention here is, as we approach the emphasis upon which we're sharing here right now is to prepare us for 2024. Now, there are 3 phases every individual who want to make it financially must go through. If you want to achieve financial freedom, you want to create wealth, there are 3 critical phases you must, of a necessity, master. The first one is personal transformation. You will never graduate from having to, go through transformation. Every new season requires a new version of you. Every new phase of life requires a newer version of a superior version of you. So you must constantly be evolving. That's the essence for personal development. And that's why I must congratulate all of you for making time out to be on this call. So personal transformation speaks a lot to the way you think, the way, your belief system, talks about your mentality. All right. I was saying to some people recently, and I said, have you ever sat down to really query the way you think? Have you ever sat down to think about how you are thinking? If everything you ever believed was a lie, imagine the foundation upon which you have built your life is already faulty. And that's the reason why this aspect of personal transformation is very, very critical. So you will never outgrow the need to constantly be transformed because you need a superior version of yourself to possess the future you innately desire. So that is one phase, and we will never graduate from that. The second phase that you must, of a necessity, master is income generation, planning, and application. And I'm sure Sam was going to do justice to that. I've got a book that I consider a very powerful resource, Financial Freedom Master Guide, and I'm sure it's going to really help you in drawing a proper plan for 2024 and years ahead. And I'm sure that Sam is going to still do justice to that. So income generation, planning, and application is actually what I would want to dwell on briefly because of my time. So I want to talk to you very briefly on how to achieve your financial targets for 2024. How to achieve your financial target for 2024. Now, the reason your income generation, planning, and application is so important are for 2 major reasons. Number one, is if you don't make money, right? Number one, you will not be able to manage or multiply the money. And except you are making money, what do you want to manage? What do you want to multiply? So you need to make money in order for you to manage money. The second reason why income generation planning and application is so critical is because when you run out of options and you run out of possibilities, income possibilities, what eventually starts to happen, all right? Who is sharing screen? I'm surprised. Who is sharing the screen there? All right, so what eventually happens is that you eventually, when you don't make money, right? Even if you have reserve, massive reserve, you have so much saved up, and you are not generating money, or that reserve is not generating money, and it's just lying there idle. Somewhere along the line, you start taking from that money, even if it's a billion. By the time you take naira, 1 naira out of a billion naira, it reduces, it's no longer a billion anymore. And then it continues to deplete over time. So, and eventually, money will evaporate into thin air. Now, if you are not making money at all, then you are actually in a greater jeopardy. You are actually in a greater crisis. And that's why what we want to look at is very, very crucial. So when you don't make money, the second thing that can happen to you is that you start begging for money, all right? And when you run out of people to beg from, you start borrowing money. And when you run out of people to borrow from, then you start cutting corners and compromising and stealing. Now, none of these options are honorable. The third one can even land you in jail. And that's why I need to share with you this very practical concept. Now, time will not permit me to go in depth. So I'll just try and touch on, there are 4 simple steps you must follow when you want to achieve your financial target. So if you are ready, please type, I am ready. If you're ready, type, I am ready. So it's about your financial goals for 2024, right? The first thing I want to help you understand is this. A lot of people underestimate what they can achieve in 5 years or more, but overestimate what they can achieve in 1 year. All right? A lot of people, and I've seen that again and again. This is the reason why whenever we're setting goals for a new year or an incoming year or a new month or whatever, most times we set audacious goals that are not likely to come to pass. And I'll tell you the reason. Now, the first simple steps you must follow if you must achieve your financial targets and financial goals in 2024 is, number 1, how much money do you want to make? So let me just list those 4 things, because I know clearly I'm not going to be able to touch everything. I won't be able to go in depth. So at least let me touch on one and then expand it clearly. So number 1, how much money do you want to make? That's the first step. You must answer. This is a question of income, right? Number 2 is, how much value are you going to give in exchange for that money or for that income? How much value are you going to give in exchange for that income? Number 3 is, how many products or services will help you convey that value, right? That will give you that income. And I'll try and see if I can touch on all of that. I know I've just maybe 10 minutes left. Number 4 is, who is holding your money? If you get these 4 things right, you can never be broke again. And 2024 will be your best year yet. Okay? Number 1, how much money do you really want to make? Number 2, how much value are you going to give in exchange for that money? And then number 3 is, what product, how many products or services are you going to render as a conveyor of that value to command the measure of income you want to generate? And then number 4 is, who is holding your money? In other words, who need what it is that the value you are offering? Who needs it? All right. If you answer these 4 critical questions, you will not only achieve your financial target for 2024, you will surpass it. So let me dwell on 1. So how much money do you want to make? And this is where a lot of people make a lot of mistakes. Now, in order to answer this question of how much money you want to make, you don't just say it carelessly. You don't say it casually. And I've seen that again and again and again and again. A lot of times people just say, I want to make 100 million. I want to make 50 million. And there is no structure in place to power that revenue, to power that level of income, right? So it's not just something you say, aimlessly, unintentionally. You have to, there are parameters for setting clear financial goals. And I'm going to give you 2 simple parameters. Number 1 is, before you set this financial goal, there are 2 parameters. Number 1 are your obligations. Your obligations. Your obligations are those debts or responsibilities that you have that if you don't fulfill, things can go wrong financially for you. So you list out your obligations in monetary terms. So like most of you may already know, your budget essentially has 2 columns. There is the income column, and of course there's the expenditure column. So your obligations falls on the expenditure column or expense column. So you list out in monetary terms, what are your obligations? If you are still a tenant, how much rent do you pay? You list it there, you write it there, and then put the figure there. If you have children in school, how much do you pay as school fees? You list it there in monetary terms. If you yourself are still in school, you are still furthering your studies, you list out the cost of your schooling, you list it there. If you have a spouse who is still in school, you list it there. If you have a grandparent or aged parent that require Medicare, you list it there. If you are in debt, you list out your debts, you put it there in monetary terms. This is very, very important. Now, you add that up, it gives you an understanding of exactly what are your and what's your annual obligation. So you can start from monthly and then multiply that by 12, or you just fix the figure for the whole year. Then the second parameter for setting and determining the actual amount of money you really want to make is your aspirations. Your aspirations refer to the things that will bring you high level, new level of improvement, new level of comfort, new level of pleasure, new level of progress and promotions, right? So you also list that out. It may be that, you want to go for your PhD, right? It may be that you want to go on a family vacation. It may be that you want to buy a second car or first car. It may be that you want to build a house. Now, all those things will bring you new levels of comfort. So you need to list out what those things are in monetary terms. Now, if you don't get this correctly, it will affect everything else that we have listed as processes to achieve this financial goal for 2024. Now, why are these parameters so important? You see, as human beings, we are motivated by pain or pleasure. You are either running away from something or you are running towards something. Now, anytime you set any goal you set that does not have a consequence for action or inaction, that goal is not likely to come to fruition. And this is the reason a lot of people set goals and it appears there's no drive, there's no passion, right? Because, I mean, do you know what it means for your children to be sent away from school? Now, when you tie your financial target to your children's education, to your children's school fees, you tie it to your house rent. Do you know what it means to experience or to be given quick notice? Right? These things that can go wrong are the things that power and push you. Can we please mute that device? All right. Can we mute Dolapo, please? Dolapo, can you mute yourself? All right. So, because we are motivated either by pain or by pleasure, when you list out your obligations, if you don't meet those obligations, things can go wrong. Your landlord or landlady can give you quick notice. Your grandparents whose health is or health care is paramount to our continual living, right, can die unnecessarily because you don't make enough money. So by the time you tie your financial target to the things that can go wrong in your life, to the embarrassment that will come from your school, being chased away from school, and then while their classmates are in school, they are all playing around in the compound. All of those things has a way to generate the needed impetus and passion. So when people tell me, oh, how do you develop discipline? Tie it to the things that can go wrong in your life. All right? How do you develop consistency? Tie it to the things that can go wrong in your life. And pretty much how you set clear financial goals. In terms of how much money do you really want to make, you must essentially tie it to what are the things that can go wrong, which are your obligations, tied to the things that will go right, which are your aspirations. If you get this right, then we have a good standing. I don't know if that is clear enough. And do I still have time so I can go on with the others? I want to pause here.
Yes, sir. You have time. You still have like 15 minutes to go, sir. 9:05.
Okay, good. So if we got the first point, please type yes. Just type yes. You got the first point. You got the first one. You got the first point. Just type yes. Okay, good. Number 2 is, how much value are you going to give in exchange for that money? What I did not mention to you in first step is that by the time you add up all your obligations in monetary terms together, you add up your aspirations in monetary terms together and add it all up together, it will give you a sense of how much your financial target should be. So you won't set that financial target aimlessly. You won't set that financial target aimlessly, mindlessly. There are a lot of mindless targets, mindless goals that have not been thought out. And that's why they don't get accomplished or they don't get achieved. So you want to tie it in this manner, and this is how you now gain the needed. Every time you even sit down and think about your goal, and you think of the things that can go wrong and the things that can go right, your head will be correct. Your ideas will flow. Concept will flow. All this one that you say, oh, is because of there's no light. It's because the economy is bad. You will figure out a solution. This is the propellant for the result. Now, when you start thinking of, so let's assume that amount of money that you want to achieve is 10 million naira, right? So the next important thing you want to do is to now ask yourself in very honest terms, what am I going to give in exchange? You see, the way the market works, money is a reward for problem you solve. Money is a reward for value you exchange. So if you come to the market with nothing, you get nothing. So every time most successful people, most wealthy people are thinking about a certain amount of money, they are always thinking in terms of projects. What am I going to give in exchange? They are thinking in terms of products. What am I going to give? What value, what solution am I bringing to the market? Right? It can be, not all of us will start a business, not all of us are entrepreneurs, but for those of us who are employees or who are professionals and are looking for jobs, this is how you should be thinking. What am I going to bring to a company that will make them to pay me more and they will pay any regular person in my field? That is the way to start thinking, all right? And for those of us who are in business, you start looking at you look at value from the perspective of twofold. And I just want to wrap it up there because time really not permits me. Each of these elements can take me 1 hour each to dissect and to break it further down for quality and easy implementation. Now, 2 things that are important for an entrepreneur. You will look at value from the perspective of sales, because sales is what drives revenue, what drives cash flow. Again, I'm talking about, so you want to look at that. So any amount of money, it can be your corporate. This same thing I told you, you can apply it as a person, you can apply it as a family, you can apply it as a company, you can apply it as a not-for-profit. All right? What I just told you, what that gave you now as a financial target. So that's how we set targets, financial targets in our organization. That's how I set target personally. The same parameter is exactly the same way. All right, I set targets. All right, then the first one you want to look at in terms of value is sales. The second framework around that is, what is the definition of value? Right? If you have a product, nobody buys products. They buy what the product does for them. Nobody buys a service or subscribe to a service. They subscribe to what the product or service will do for them. So therefore, what must you do? Number one, your product will only be valuable to the degree to which it increases comfort and pleasure for the users and decreases pain and discomfort for the users. I'll repeat that again. A product or service is valuable to the degree to which the comfort and pleasure derived from that product far outweighs the pain, and the discomfort that comes with similar products. This is very, very important. And there's a formula to that, and time will not permit me since I'm not talking strictly to entrepreneurs. But even as a professional, as a job seeker and whatever, that's the way you are a product that is being offered. So you are not just looking for job, you are looking for opportunity to serve your world with value. And if your presence is not increasing comfort and pleasure to that organization and decreasing pain and discomfort for that organization, then you are of no value to that organization. So anything that elevates your value or anything that positions you as a valuable person to that organization is exactly what increases your income. I don't know if this is very, very clear enough, but if I'm talking to entrepreneurs, you calculate based on sales. You know how much sales you must generate. You already know a portion of that sale that will serve, that will meet the obligations and aspirations, right? You already have a sense. For those who are into sales, practical sales people, you already know that you earn commissions. So commissions in itself, right, must meet those financial targets. So if, for example, 10% is the commission you will earn on every sale or every value you offer there in the market, the question you need to be asking yourself is, how much sale will you now generate to meet your income target, your financial target? So for example, if your financial target is 10 million naira, then your sales target automatically, because all you get is 10%, will be based on how much sale will fetch you that income. If you divide 10 million by 10%, it gives you 100 million. It tells you already that 100 million is the target. When you are pursuing the 100 million, you know what is at stake. You know what can go wrong and you know what can go right. And this is what will generate the necessary impetus. I want to stop here just in case anyone may have questions. Thank you very much, everyone.
Wow, thank you, sir. I don't know, do we have any questions right for a session? If we have questions, let us know. Well, fantastic session there, sir. I was even telling some people in the office that are we going to give me more time because well, and I know that a lot of people are missing out on some of the meat of the matter. So if we all can be here till 10:30 p.m. West African time, we can give Dr. Clement additional 10 to 15 minutes. So if I have yes on the group, because where he started from, I'm going to continue from there. He started from the income aspect. I'm going to show you templates on how you can manage the expenses and everything. So it's better we get the meat of the matter. All right, so we have yes. Okay, sir. So sir, 9:10, we have additional 10 minutes. Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. So once you are clear on exactly how much money you want to make, which is the first step, the second step is how much value are you going to give? In other words, how much sale? What are you going to give in exchange? The way I think, every time I need $1 million, I think, what am I going to give to make that 1 million? If I need $1 billion, I'm thinking, what am I going to give in exchange for that billion? That's the way wealthy people think. When a poor man is thinking of money, he's thinking of who will give me. A wealthy man is thinking, what will I give in exchange? So it's a different paradigm. That's why personal transformation is a critical phase you must pass, you must master in order, to achieve financial freedom. So that's on one end. Now, number 3 is how many products will you sell that will fetch you that income? How many products? Right now, listen to me carefully. I said it earlier. Nobody really buys products. They buy the value that they derive, the convenience, the comfort, the peace of mind that they derive from the use of that product. So that's what people really pay for. In some instances, the reason people buy certain products is not even because of the product, it's because of the people they will meet while using the product. All right. And these are part of the things that are infused in the preparation, in the development of that product. And this is so important. However, for an entrepreneur, you want to know how many products will I sell. Now, listen, the reason this is so important is because when you set your mind, there are many things that will be calling for your attention. And man is a limited resource. We are confined by time, you are confined by space. And so there is very little, you don't have so much bandwidth to pursue several goals, especially as it relates to your finances. So this is what I often recommend. Find one thing that once accomplished, it will take care of many, many other things. All right? Find one thing that you will pursue that will take care of every other thing. And listen, this is how you should pursue 2024. Set just one goal. There could be other sources of income that will come by this. And let them be the additions. But find just one that you know that this one, I must give it the best shot that I can give it. So how many products? So for example, we said, assuming 10 million naira is your financial target, income target for 2024. The second step we said we should set is how much sale or how much value are you going to, will fetch you that income. And we said if 10%, for ease of calculation, if 10% is exact amount of money or is the commission you would derive or the earnings of the professional fees you would derive from the sale, then 100 million naira sale is what you will generate to get 10 million naira. The third step we established is how many products must you sell, all right, to give you that financial target or that income. And that comes to what is the unit cost of the product or service. So if you are targeting 100 million naira and each of your product or services go for 10 million naira per unit or per piece, okay, that means you need to sell 10 next year, period. And you give it laser focus. You give it all the attention and effort. And the way I think is that if you give the first quarter all the energy, because you see, there's always that mad rush towards the end of the year. That's because people have diversified their energy, in many directions. But if you focus it, the first quarter, you set the tone for the whole year. Okay, you set the tone for the whole year. Just say, this one thing that I do, this one thing I'm going to pursue. And then you give it everything you've got. You give it everything you've got. So 10 units or 10 pieces of that product will give you 100 million, that will give you 10 million naira income. Now, that is how it is done. And then number 4, which is final step, I usually take and I recommend for most of the people that I mentor and many of my management consulting clients as well, who are in businesses. This is what I see. Now, if you get step 1 to 3 right, but you get step 4 wrong, you will still fail. I don't care how clear is your income target. I don't care how very realistic and achievable or relevant your sales target. I don't care how many, if you are clear on how many products, and you even have the best of products, but you don't get the people question right, then you are failed in business. Listen to me carefully. Anything you want to do, recognize you are primarily in the business of people. Whether you are a professional, a career person, or a business person, you are primarily in the business of people. It is people who buy, it is people who sell, it is people who refer other people. And so you want to get the people equation right. You want to get the people equation right. And to do that well, you need to be clear on who your ideal customer, or your dream customer should be. You have to be very clear on who they are. Where do they live? Where do they work? Where do they unwind? I saw a tweet not too long ago of the founder of Nairametrics saying that they said that the economy is bad and that You go to the beaches, you see loads of people spending money, go all over the place. There's so much merriment on what people are enjoying themselves, people are eating, and they say the economy is bad. So where do they get money from? Which economy are they talking about? If people, he said he cannot explain even the level of traffic that you find in town. So much traffic. Why is there so much traffic? And they say the economy is bad. There's so much hustle and bustle. Why? Because the people that need what you are selling go somewhere, they buy somewhere, somebody's currently serving them. Your job is to find who they are, where they can be located, and position for it. Now, the second corollary is who is currently serving those people. So it is one thing to know who they are. It's another thing to know who is currently serving those category of people. When you match those things together, it will facilitate everything else. And for someone with 10 million naira is their income target, for another person maybe 100, for another person it may be 1 billion. For another person, the income target may be 2 billion. For another person, it may be 100 billion. Whatever it is, if you face it in this manner, then it will help you to know the number of people you should go after. Because really, money hides in people, and money hides in the problem, in solving the problems that they have. Thank you very much, everyone. If you have questions, please, let's take the question. I have another session myself.
So if we have questions, kindly write your questions down. In case we cannot take it now, we'll take it after Dr. Olumide is done. So I'll be taking up the next session. Please let us appreciate Dr. Oladipo Clement for that fantastic session. It's very important that we position ourselves when it comes to sales, and really, sales is a skill that can never go obsolete. So no matter what it is, when you want to achieve, when you want to acquire skills each year, make sure that selling skills. But many of us sell, it's just that we don't make money from selling. You bought a new Brazilian hair, and your friend saw it, right? And your friend asked you, this hair is fine, where did you get it? And you referred the person to a store. You didn't collect commission, but you just sold that stuff to that person. So thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. We can release you for the next session. And if
I need to wait for my mentor to come on.
Oh,
all right.
So let's go straight to the part 2 of tonight's class. And I was very excited because, myself and Dr. Clement spoke this morning. The interesting thing is that we announced this class, and thank God for relationship. We can do that. Don't do that if you don't have a relationship. We announced this class on the radio and different platforms, even before I told them that they're going to come and speak. So Dr. Olumide Emmanuel is just aware today that he's speaking today. But I knew that you will create time to be in a part of it. So let's go straight into planning your finance 2024. And interestingly, he started with something that I want to start with. I will just continue from there. So we'll help you set up a 5-year financial plan, and I want you to understand these things. Number one, there are 2 sides to your finances, and you ought to plan for both of them. There's a side A, which is the income, which Dr. Clement spoke extensively about. And there's the side B, which is the expenses. Now, why you need to understand is because there are 2 ways for you to increase your revenue or to increase what you have in your bank account. Number 1 is to increase income, and number 2 is to reduce expenditure. So what we see many people do is they're always looking for areas where they can increase income. And more often than not, the best place for you to start is to start by reducing expenditure, because that is really what you can even control at the moment. Many Nigerians and many people are not privileged to own their own businesses, or they are not or they have not taken enough risk to co-own a business. So many of us are in the career line. Like you being in the career line, for example, this year alone, inflation has hit almost double times 2 or 100% figures. Now, as a staff of a company, you cannot increase your own salary. But this year, we increased our own retainership fee as a business from 5 million to 10 million because you are a business. But you as a salary person, you cannot increase your own salary, until your organization says so. So it's very important that we understand these things, and that will help you to creating a better balance for your finances. The second thing that you need to understand is in finance, all things are not just what you will. This is not, all things are not become new. You will create new habits to counter the old ones. And I'm going to be showing you what it means by that. And if you are very young here, if you are below 23, congratulate yourself, because one of the reasons why it's very important for you to learn this thing early is because you will make lesser mistakes. If you are driving a Toyota, they call it the Uber Corolla, if you want to make a U-turn, it's very easy for you to make a U-turn once. But if you are driving a lorry, for you to make a U-turn, you have to be going, coming. So please, if you are in your early days, take advantage of this. If you are not, whenever you wake up, that's when your money starts. So it's not too late for you to start. Now, all things are not what you in terms of what has been your habits financially, what has been your money habits. So we are, how many people on this call? 96 here. We have a lot of people on YouTube also. If I ask you now that the last 10 alerts you received, send me a screenshot of the 5 expenses that came after that 10 alerts, after each alert. So your company paid salary end of the month. What were the first 5 expenses? That will show me who you are when it comes to in terms of money. Many of us, the first 5 expenses are always, the first 5 debit alerts are always expenses to the past or to the present. We never pay the future. So those habits are, you cannot wash them away. If you don't save consistently, it's not an habit that can be washed away when you become new. So that's that. Let's go to the next thing you need to understand. You need to understand that you need to understand the different financial rules you undertake currently and in the time frame projected. So I want to show you a 5-year financial plan. So currently right now we are in 2023, or we are, let's say 2024. What are the current financial rules that you play? So for example, now I myself, I play a role of a son to my mom. Every income I make, there's a certain percentage that goes to my mother, no matter what it is. Right? So that's an income. I play the role of a brother, especially to my younger sister. This year she went for a master's, a degree in the UK, and it was, I've known since last year, and I will show you how I plan for that, how I save money so that she can be able to go. You know, in addition to that, I'm a mentee of mentor. My mentor is here, and my grand mentor is coming here also. So I'm also a mentee. That's the role. You know, that I have to be financing, I have to be servicing also, right? I'm a business person. I'm a CEO. So I have expenses as a CEO. When you understand the roles that you play, you will not be living your life haphazardly. You will be living your life with intentionality. You cannot be successful if you are not deliberate or intentional, if you are not strategic, and if you are not consistent. Okay, so understand all these rules. I hope you are taking notes. The next thing you need to understand the difference between things that you must do, things that you should do, things that you can do, and things that you desire to do. Now, the first 2 are the most important. The last 2 are not important. Things that you must do must not be compromised. Now, if you take all these things seriously, you will see that your financial trajectory will start moving upwardly starting from next year. So that you don't give what we have more often than not is that people start the year with optimism. This year will be great. And you start listening to motivational songs, and you're always starting the year in church, and church is always full of positivity, right? Which is the right thing to do. But if you don't have all this work plan in place, you will just be motivated without content. Motivation is a spur of the moment feeling. You cannot carry it over if you don't have something that you are doing that will continually make you being empowered. So things that you must do, you must save. See, whether there's inflation or not, you must save, because the money you are currently spending now, it will not be compared to whatever you spend in the future. So you must save, right? It is important for you to exercise. You should exercise. Even me, I'm talking that one now, so I'm guilty of that. But you should exercise. The things that you can do, that you can be delegated, you don't need to do them, because money can be replaced, but time cannot be replaced. So your time is limited. That is your most precious resource. So why are you doing things that you can do and you desire to do? Many of us, it is what we desire to do that we do. So this month, I want to go to the movies. I want to go to the beach. I want to go I want to go for fine dining. In a month, you have gone for 7 extracurricular activities. You don't have one major project. Not one project. If I should ask most of us here now, how many projects have we done this year that have a future value? That has a future value. But we are doing things that we desire to do. So you have gone for 10 social events in the last 2 months. This is December now. You will see everywhere filled up. People that did not plan, that don't have any major projects in an entire year, have planned to shut down December. They are doing things that they desire to do, not things that they must do. Now, even if you want to shut down December, have you been saving for it? For example, now I knew that this year I'm literally probably the father of the house now in Nigeria now, because I'm majorly the only one here. So I knew that this year, December, responsibility will fall on me. I knew that already, especially for family members here. So I knew that I need to be saving for it. I have cousins, young ones. They're tired of me. I'm coming to your house and blah blah blah. We are going to so place. Is it not money I was spending? So since January, I always be saving money for it. But you did not do that. You now want to spend money in December. And that's the reason why January is always very long for us. So these are the things that you must understand. Once you understand that, then you draw up your own financial plan. Why you must draw up your own financial plan is that it is your life. I will give you the template right now, but you cannot live my own life. Right? It is tailored suited to my current rules and my future rules. Right? But you also have to do your own. Then the next thing is you have to execute the plan. You don't just draw up a plan that you will not execute. So why you see a lot of people optimistic at the beginning of the year, then once it's September, they start crossing the year. This year it's been a terrible year. I cannot wait for 2025. You will see a lot of that in 2024. So don't let all the optimism in January fool you. By September, October, go and find out again. People are already canceling the year. No, this year is the worst of the year for me. Next year will be better. It is because you start the year optimistic, you end the year pessimistic, because in between or before there was no plan to execute. So that's what you get when you do. So let's go straight to the let's go straight to the financial plan that we have just a brief, and that can help you in your own planning. Okay, so I will start with a 5-year plan. I'll move down to a 1-year plan, then I'll move down to your investment plan and whatever it is, as the case may be. So please follow me carefully. I hope you can see it. I'm trying to fit it to us so you can see better. So I think this is better. So this is a 5-year plan starting from 2024. For example, this is just an example. 2024, 5 years from 2024 is 2028, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. That's 5 years, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So what we are saying is that we want to develop, because you cannot develop a financial plan without even having your role plan. So these are areas where expenditure will come up. So I want to believe that as a human being, if you are a spiritual person, if you are not a spiritual person, all well and good. If you are a spiritual person, you must plan for it. You must plan for your spiritual growth. Why we are planning is because we want to grow in all these areas. We don't want to be stagnant. The only kingdoms, and it's only animal kingdoms that remain the way they are. You are a human being, you must constantly evolve. So if, for example, you're an herbalist, for example, let's take herbalism, maybe is it herbalism or whatever they call it. You're an herbalist and you want to become the chief dibia in your hometown in, let's say, year 2028. It means that in 2024, you must start doing some things. You must start maybe eating incantation, whatever it is, sacrifice, whatever it is, you must grow in that. So there must be a growth plan in that. You feel that in. If you are a Christian, you know that at the beginning of every new year, we'll come to your questions. At the beginning of every new year, you have to pay your first fruits, or every new project. That's first book. You are a kingdom person, kingdom projects, and etc. So I will not dwell much on that, so that you not turn this into a spiritual gathering. The next thing is the personal development. So these are your roles, personal development. Now you are a person, you must constantly develop yourself. So I'm taking an example, let's say a young graduate, for example, who just finished NYSC, right? And you are probably a programmer, right? So you got a job, you are already working, you got a job in a particular tech firm, and you're probably earning like $1 million thereabout. So this is a plan for someone like that, right? So while you are working there, what is your personal goal for 2024? What new skill do you want to develop in 2024? Right there. So I want to see a UI UX. UI UX is UI UX design, or ACCA, that's accounting professional certificate in the United Kingdom, or you can put CS to learn French or Spanish. That's your goal. In 2026, what do you want to learn personally? What do you want to add to your skill? Because these are the things that can give you areas of income. Because what you are doing in your personal development is for you to create other streams of possible income for yourself. This particular person is a programmer working as a salary earner. Once he finishes learning his UI UX design in 2024, by 2025, he can start selling those skills while he's working in his job. That has created an alternative stream of income for him. But what do you do as an individual? You will just depend on your job and depend on increasing salary. You don't take out of your salary to go and develop yourself so that you can create other streams of income for yourself. And that's what we see. What will it take you if you learn French and become a French teacher and be teaching online in the evenings? Why when you come back from work? You know, these are things that we need to start doing so that we can stop complaining. In 2024, since he's a young graduate, he probably cannot afford to be going to the gym every month. So he's just doing his medical checkup really and he's exercising in his house, watching YouTube and exercise. That's his health goal for 2024. In 2024, for his family and relation, this and that particular, his daddy will be 70 next year. Now, you don't start planning for that when your dad is 70 a day before. That shows that you have not put thinking into thoughts. That really shows you as the role of a son to your father. Right? That's what it shows. If your father is remembering your wedding day on your wedding day, will you be happy? So he's 70, you should have planned for that a year ago. Right? And that's it there. Your mom will be 65 in 2025. You start planning from that ahead of time. Your parents' wedding anniversary will be 40th. Now, if you are a married person too, if your wife will be 40, you don't start planning for your wife's 40th birthday when your wife is 40. On that particular day, you are risking divorce, especially in this new generation marriages. You know, so you have to start being intentional about yourself, your own personal birthday too, things that you want to do, your family. These are things. If you have remembrance too, that is important to you, you can input that there. These are the way you plan for it. You don't put it in your head. Once it's still in your head, it's a wish. It has to be written down. That's when it becomes a plan, then executed to achievement. The next thing is your career, business career. That's another role for you. So this particular person is a designer, like I told you, or is a programmer. But maybe there's a World Programmers Conference in Australia in 2024 that he wants to attend. You put it there. Then in 2026, he wants to start his own design studio. That's his own business. Right? You can see that he has faced, well, what do we have a lot of people do? You want to achieve all the goals in 1 year. And that's what Dr. Clement was saying. We underestimate what you can achieve in 5 years and we overestimate what you can achieve in 1 year. See, when I started doing this goal planning, goal setting and stuff, I used to pack my year with different goals. At the end of the year, I start seeing that I've achieved 3 out of 20. Just streamline, be particular, be focused, laser focused, achieve 1 per time. That's when it will not become too voluminous for you. Then the next thing is your finance. Your goal for your next year, you can say that you want to save 10% and you want to invest 20%. Or you can, depending on the maths. So if, for example, now this particular person is a young graduate, he has not started renting an apartment. I don't see a reason why you should move out of your father's house immediately when you can save up money, you know, and have lots of freedom for yourself. So this particular person decides to stay in his father's house and increases his savings to 20%, increases his investment to 30%. He's only spending 50%. Within 1 year or 2 years, he's already doing big things. Then philanthropy. I cannot underestimate the power of giving. I don't know how to explain it. So I'd rather that you have that in your budget also. You can give 5%. Now this particular gives you structure. So if your 5% is 50,000 in a month, if somebody comes with an operation of 1 million, you cannot afford it. This is what shows you what you can afford or not. I hope we can hear me. This is what shows you what you can afford or not. Now this is your 5-year plan. And I've taken out this is 2024, 2025. So now what you do now is after you have created this 5-year plan, you will now remove the 2024 year and expand it into a 1-year plan. So remember, this is 2024. We have the plan of UI, UX, and for ACCA, you have medical checkup, your dad's birthday, designers conference, savings and investment, whatever it is. Now, we'll now expand it into 1 year and see what we have. Now, this is the 1-year plan. So, as you can see, the 1 year has been, please hold on. You can see that it has been expanded. So let me try and zoom in a bit because I think that this one is a bit smaller. So you can see January, it has been split into months. So if in 2024 you want to go for your master's, which month in 2024 is your master's going to start? Because so you can see your first fruit in January. OTG, I put offering, tithes and giving. So if you're a Christian, that is that. For personal development, you intend to start UI UX design in May. It does not mean you start saving for it. I rather than to start saving for it 1 year ago, that's June last year. But since this plan is for 2024, you can see the plan here, save 5% for UI UX. Next month, February, save 5% for UI UX. March, save 5% for UI UX. Then April, you do your UI UX class. April and May is UI UX class. The savings for May for April will now be for the next project, which is your French class that's starting next year. Save, you must be saving for it. This is how you live your life in order. This is how you can be able to achieve different things. People will be asking, Sam, how are you able to do all these things at the same time? I don't think it's because they have been structured down like that. there's a particular project we are starting next year, January, in fact, in a few days' time. I've been saving for that project since I clocked 30 June this year. And the amount of money there that is there, in fact, I was talking to my mentor the other day, it is more than that, sir. I went to the bank the other day and I went to go and check. And I saw that because even though I could not keep track, I was just sending upon every income, there's a particular percentage that goes there immediately. That's why I said that from your statement of accounts, after your credit alert, the next 5 things or 10 things you do will tell me who you are. The next 5 things that I do once an alert comes is to pay my future. I pay my investments, I pay my savings, then I pay all these projects before I start spending money on expenses. So if someone is calling me and telling me this, I don't have because project that is the outlets. Personally, I don't have. Okay, so the next thing is your health. Very important. You exercise, like I told you, this particular person is a young guy, probably doesn't have money to go and start a gym or buy gym equipment. So he exercises daily, but he's saving 2% of his money for gym equipment, and health emergencies. So you have health emergency now, there's no emergency fund. There's none, and you don't even have health insurance. So are you seeing how it is done? The next month too, you will save. So for example, right now, this Christmas period, I bought a treadmill for my mom. Very expensive, but I've been saving for it since the beginning of the year. She has mentioned it one time last year. I took note of it. This is very important for us to understand that this is how we should live our life. But there's no structure. That's the reason why you feel like you don't have money to do different things that you need to do. You can see that this particular person in April started the gym because he now has money that he has been saving for it. So while you are even starting the gym, you are still saving for gym, you are still saving for health expenses, health emergency. You don't now give your own health emergency fund to people. They're medical checkup. So I would prefer that you guys on your birthday, in your birth month, you schedule your annual or biannual medical checkup. Advisable you do twice a year, but you can do once a year is okay. Family and relational. His dad will be 70 in April. You can see, remember the 5-year plan. You can see that you are budgeted into a 1-year plan now. His dad will be 70 in April. He has been saving for it 1%. Save 1% for dad's birthday. 1% for in January, in March, February, in March. Now in May, the dad has done his birthday. What is he saving for? Save 1% for mom's birthday. Are you seeing it? This is how you can intentionally show your family that you love them, because you are putting them in your structure. The next thing is your business and career. Now I mentioned that this particular person wants to go for a designers conference. When is the designers conference? The designers conference is in I think it's in March. This is March. Let's go to up. That is March 2020. You can see. You come down now, you can see that he has a design. So is he saving? Did he just gather the money in March? No. He has been saving for it. Business conference. Then he knows that in 2025, he wants to start his own business, designer studio. He'll be saving for it also. So whatever money he's making, he's saving for it. That's the reason why when people are coming with different expenditure, that's the reason why when you have this structure in your life, you will not be going for different extracurricular activities every month. You will not be buying that every month. 10 of your friends have gotten married, say 50,000, 500,000 naira. If you put 500,000 naira in akara business or plantain business, in a month, you know how much to make. But we underestimate the power of the kind of small money that we have. Then finance, save 10%, invest 10%, save 10% like that all through the year, and you are good to go. So this is your 1-year plan. If it is making sense, type yes on the chat box. If I'm wasting your time, type no on the chat box. So once you are done with this, you have given yourself your 1-year plan. It now means that you can now go to your budget. Your budget. Now this is the next thing. So you can take a screenshot. I can see people saying that, can I have this template? You can take a screenshot. But after the meeting, or the WhatsApp number that I've been communicating with you, you can request them to give you the templates. It can be given to you. It's not anything expensive. It's free of charge. All right. So now let us look at this budget. Now, when I was starting the meeting, I told you that all things are not passed away. When it comes to finances, you have to create a habit that will make all things pass away. All things are not passed away. Now, this particular person, let's give, for example, is earning 1 million. For example, it's earning 1 million, and this is his budget. Now, why did I say what is not passing? I can be able to say 10% for say all this. I can be able to give percentage on all this based on his data last year. So in 2023, did he keep records of his expenses? So that we can be able to know how much he spent on data this year. This week alone, I've spent close to on fuel for generator, close to 65,000 naira. Because I think there's a major crisis in Nigeria in terms of lights and everything. So on generator alone, that alone in last year, I didn't spend that in 1 month. But I can be able to understand this because I have data. I do my bank statements analysis every week, Saturday, because of this meeting I'm in. So this is a budget now based on this particular person's last year statement and last year what they call it expenses. We are able to deduce that he spends so amount on stuff like this. So let's take it one by one. Now it starts from the area of importance to the less importance, but you can do it anyhow. For me, spiritually, that's the most important. You have to give to your source. So whatever source it is that is your source, give to your source. If it's 10% you are doing as tithes, or whatever it is that you do in your side, do that. For some of us, we have pleased that level. We are doing several things in dangerous percentage. The next thing is savings. Now, this is savings. Now, one particular thing that you need to understand about savings is that you don't save to spend, though. You don't save for expenses. So don't deceive yourself if you are saving and you later go and put your money back in that account. Anything that makes you to have access to that money and for you to be using for constant expenditure is not savings. You are just deceiving yourself. You are just putting money away for expenses. You save for investments or you save for contingency. So it has to be a contingency, right? Because if you do all this structure very well, you will see that you will have money for everything based on your level. The next thing is investments. Like this particular person says saving 10% per month, is investing 20% per month. The next thing is accommodation. You have to put a roof over your head. So this particular guy now is staying in his father's house, but he's already putting money away for accommodation, 25%. Imagine that he does this for 1 year. That's 250,000 naira times a year, times 12 months. You will have enough money to rent an apartment, or he can even start his own building fund. Who told you that? See, I built my first house for my father's house. I was in my father's house when I built my first house. Who told you that you must move from your father's house to a rented apartment? When you can, if you are earning good money. So that's one thing that you need to understand. Then the next thing is feeding. So this particular person budgets 5% on feeding. Is any 1 million? That's 50,000. Transportation, data, spouse. You have to put your spouse in a budget. Or are you a selfish spouse? Then bills. You are paying NEPA bill, you are paying a LOMA bill or waste bill. You are paying different kind of bills. If you are abroad, your bills are also written out. Projects also. Then all these are based on your own. That's why I say you have to develop your own partner plan. For some of you, you are married, so you put kids there. Apart from spouse, you put kids. You put kids from there. So apart from their kids' education, that is the money where you'll be taking them out from. Okay, spontaneous, because your children are spontaneous. They can want to drink ice cream anytime. They can want to do all these things. This is holiday period now. You must take them out. You have to have planned for it. Project, then if you have given another expenses. Now let's take a look at it. So this particular one ends 1 million. 10% is 100,000. You pay your 100,000 in a month. So in January, you are paid 100,000. The budget is 100,000. Then actually you pay 100,000 except you want to defraud God. Then there's no variance. DAR is variance. So for example, this particular person, he budgeted 250,000 for accommodation. But because he's staying in his father's house, he's not spending any money, 0 naira. The variance is 250,000 positive. Are you following? This next person is he budgeted 50,000 naira, but rice is expensive now. 1 bag of rice is even 65,000. So he actually spent 78,000 for feeding that month. He has negative minus 28,000 in his budget for food. So what it means is that in the next month he has to up his budget or reduce a particular one. So it's that you reduce your accommodation fee to 20% so you can augment it. This is the way you put structure on your finances. But many of us, we have only one bank account. Now you can see that this is it. For savings, he saves in his UBA. I'm not saying you should go and open 10 accounts, but if you can, it gives you more structure. For investment, he's put his investment fund in First Bank until he's ready to invest. For accommodation, he puts his rent, he saves for his rent in Zenith Bank. But what most of us here have is that we have all our things on one account and we are using our head to say, okay, out of the 5 million that is there, 500,000 is for rent. And at the end of the day, you see that there's no structure and you spend the money. Okay, so then transportation and the likes and etc. So after this, after you have done your budget, you now do your planning for your investment. This particular investment fund of 200,000 naira, how do you want to disperse it? So you have an investment budget, an investment plan. The total investment fund as of January is 200,000. I recommend real estate should be at least 50% because that's the only vehicle of wealth creation that can help you retain your wealth. So if you do 50% real estate, right, you are sure that that one is more secure. You're not going to do 25% business. Business is either ways, but business can be the fastest route to wealth for you. If your business blow like this, you are in money, you know. Then 25% personal development. This is how I prefer that you do it. Then for speculative, those of you that do speculative investments, forex and cryptocurrency, and some people are now putting naira bets there as speculative investments. But God help you. What I would rather you do is you use your ROI for that. You use your ROI. You don't use your capital for that. Now, what do I mean by that? Your capital for this particular investment is 200,000 naira in January. That's your capital. That's the 20% investment fund you took from your investment, from your entire money that you made in that month. Now, that is your sweat. You don't spend your sweat on something that is unpredictable and that is volatile. You spend your sweat on something that is not assured. Then when the proceeds now come, so for example, let's say 50% of your investment fund now can now maybe buy a piece of land or buy an apartment, and you are making rent on it. It is the rent that you can be using for all those cryptocurrency and forex. So that in case the thing go down, in case the thing go bearish and bullish, and they wipe all your money, you still have the house to be giving you more rent next year. But when you now use the money you are going to use to buy the land or buy the house, to go and play bets or play forex or play cryptocurrency, it now goes the other way around. You don't have anything left in return. So it is the return on investment, if you are going to do speculative investment, that you should use for speculative investment, not your capital. And this is the reason why many people have now started tagging all investment companies as fraud, because you are going to go and use the money that you are going to use to do a safer investment to go and do a speculative investment. And at the end of the day, we'll bring funding lesson to you. We'll tell you that you can get collateral security. You say all of us are fraud because you have don't want to go and do fraud out of your lack of proper information. So I want to believe that with this information that you have gotten today, you are able to plan very well. I'll take questions now while we wait for. There's a lot I didn't cover today. Obviously, it's a free class, so while we wait for Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. But any questions so far from what we have said? Any questions so far? Kindly drop a. So if you are interested in the link, in the templates, you send a message to the WhatsApp number, and they will send you them. Please, by 9:55, when we talk about the promo, we are going to be giving out Restful voucher today to as many people that are here. Well, 50,000 naira Restful voucher we can give to. We're not up to 100 yet. We can give to. We have marked 5 million for that. So giving out that's our giveaway for this class today. So 50,000 naira Restful voucher. We have Dr. Olumide Emmanuel here, and so without wasting much time, let's give Doctor enough time to do what he knows how to do best. Doctor, thank you so much. Short notice. I know that that's not your style, but thank you so much for honoring us with your presence tonight, sir. Okay, I think I need to unmute Doctor. Yes.
Okay. How are you guys doing?
Very well, sir. Thank you, sir.
Can everyone hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Okay. You know, it's been this one is impromptu. I said, let me just pop in and pop out. So I believe you guys have learned a lot already. I know that I've not been online because I've been busy doing a lot of other stuff, but just wanted to share a few things with us. We all know that in order for us to create wealth, there are 3 things that needs to happen. We need to know how to make money. Then we need to know how to manage money, and then we need to know how to multiply money. And like I say to people, you make money by working, either working for yourself or working for others. And we talk about the portals of wealth creation. Then you manage money by budgeting, and then you multiply money by investing. So in talking about financial planning and financial projection for the new year, I believe that everyone should take time out now before the new year to really sit down to develop a financial plan and also put strategies in place that they will use to achieve those plans. So when we talk about GPS, for instance, we all know about Google Map now. Maybe not everyone, but we know about Google Map. We know about navigation system. But these were used primarily by the military before now, and it's called GPS, the Global Positioning System. And the GPS can also be used as an acronym for goals, plans, and strategies. So in the new year, you need to have financial goals that you have set out to achieve. But it's not just enough to have goals. You need to also have financial plans, the plans on how to achieve those goals. So if you set a target, for instance, now to say, okay, next year, I want to do a turnover of 100 million. I want to do a turnover of 10 million. I want to do a turnover of 50 million. Now that's a goal. How do you intend to achieve that? That's a plan. So you now put a plan in place to say, okay, for instance, you are an entrepreneur and you have products and services. You now want to say, okay, in order to achieve this target, the plan is to sell this number of products. The plan is to come out with this new product that will sell this number of units, or the plan is to achieve this number of new customers. The plan is to sell more of this to existing customers. You look into that. And then if you're not an entrepreneur, you're a career person, you want to look into, okay, this is my regular source of income. I need to have one or two other income stream that I will open up that will help me to be able to make more money. So now that means you have the goals, you have the plan, then you now have the strategies. The strategy will now be for you to break it down into, actionable steps on what you are going to do per day, per week to achieve the plan in order for the goal to become a reality. And then when it comes to money, we've said it over and over again, you either increase your income or you reduce expenditure. Those are two things you need to continue to work on. So as we move into the new year, we need to all look into areas where we need to reduce our expenditure and areas where we need to increase our income. And like we've said also over and over again, there are three things you can do with money. You can make it, you can spend it, you can waste it, and then you can invest it. Waste, spend, and invest. Foolish people waste money. Average people spend money. Wise people invest money. So in the new year, I would like you to come up with a plan that will involve four things. And then as money comes into your hand, you look into where you can fit them in. So write down the following. Number one is must do. Must do. Number two is should do. Should do. Number three is can do. Can do. And then number four is desire to do. Desire to do. So must do, should do, can do, desire to do. So in the new year, you should focus primarily on what you must do. So if you're a believer, you must align with covenant obligation. It's non-negotiable. If you are married or you're living on your own, you need to have a roof over your head. So your rent is like a must do. You need to eat, even if it's once a day. So once a day, must do. You have to eat once a day. So you look at all those lists of must do. And then should do. You now look into a list of what you should do. It's not a must, but you should do it in order to have a peaceful life or a better life or a normal life. Then you look at those lists, and then you have the ones that you can do that may not be something you should do, and they may not be something you must do, but you can do it. And that enters into the realm of wants, because you have needs, you have wants, and then you have luxuries. And then finally, you have the desire to do. There are things you desire to do that you should not do. There are things you desire to do that you don't have the capacity to do. So look at all those things, and then you tie them up together, and then you are good to go. And then finally, we have said it over and over and over again. The word POUR is an acronym for passing over opportunities repeatedly. As we move into the new year, don't pass opportunity up. Look around for opportunity. Look for them. desire them, be sensitive to them. We've made so many opportunities available to you this year. Many of you have taken advantage of it. You've seen the results, and many of you have not. So take advantage of the opportunities that are being offered to you through all the different platforms that have been offered to you from the Cash Gain City and the cooperative and everything. Just make sure you take advantage of all the opportunities that are there, because wealth creation is all about maximizing opportunities. And I pray that the new year will be a better year for everyone. 2024 is a leap year, and leap year comes every 4 years. So it means that in the year 2024, you have the possibility of a giant leap, the possibility of a quantum leap, and you have the ability to achieve in 1 year what you have not achieved in the last 4 years. So I believe that from COVID till now, God is going to be using 2024 to be a season of compensation for all that the last 3-4 years has not been able to produce. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. My regards to everybody. I know that we are having a family time. That's one of the things I told them. That's sort of plan for Doctor every December to host his family. And go setting that you talked about. Thank you, sir. We can release you now. If you have any questions, your email, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, bless you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so like I was mentioning, take advantage of opportunities. I want to share with us some of the opportunities and give out 5 million naira worth of Rexpo vouchers to 100 people today. So if you are 93 people here, I believe that you already qualify for that. But before I go into the Rexpo voucher, this is one of the promos that is currently ongoing, the Fund and Win promo by fundrealestate.ng. Now, one of the reasons why this particular promo is very, very, very important is that there is no raffle draw. Today alone, we had about 3 or 4 people come and pick up their gifts at the office. So how does it work? You join our real estate cooperative society, which is Nigeria's #1 cooperative society at the moment. Why we did it was because we wanted to eliminate the trust gap. We have a lot of Nigerians in Nigeria and abroad who want to invest, who have money to invest, but have had issues. I myself personally have also lost quite a few millions in terms of investment, but I've gained lots of money. So I will continue to champion it. And right now we have created a better structure that Nigerians are looking forward to. So all you have to do, if you have not created an account, go to fundrealestate.ng, create an account. Then you click on new funding. I will show you how that works in a bit. You negotiate your own terms and conditions. Please, you are the one that determine how much you want to invest. Minimum is 200,000. The interest rates, you go ahead and determine that, and the duration. But please be realistic. In the space of 6 months alone, we have rejected close to 3.5 billion because a lot of people have been asking for different ridiculous return on investment, and I would rather reject that and put myself inside trouble. Okay, so once you are done that, you agree terms to the developer and you fund, you win your price, and you get collateral worth the amount funded. So even after you are funded, you win your price. While you wait for the maturity, you get collateral, and at maturity dates, you enjoy your funding. 2023 is already done, and we were able to deliver 100% payout to all the investors of last year. Also, all our members of the cooperative also have gotten their ROI and have invested this year. So this next year is not going to be anything different. So what are the prices that are installed? Let's take a look at some of the prices that you stand to get if you fund and win this particular season. Yes, so with 200,000 to like $1 million to like 500,000, you'll be winning Christmas hampers, and people have collected that today already. So we can see my screen. So there's no raffle draw, please. As soon as you fund, you win 200,000 naira, 500 to 500,000. You have Christmas hampers, 600,000 to 900,000. You have a vacuum cleaner or a mini sound system. $1 million naira, you win an Android phone. 1.5 million, a washing machine. 2 million, a gas cooker, a 4-burner gas cooker. 3 million, a 3.75 kVA generator. 4 million, 2 horsepower air conditioners. 5 to 6 million, a graphics laptop. Somebody won that this week already. 7 to 8 million, a 50-inch smart TV. Somebody won that already this week. 9 million to 11 million, iPhone 11 to iPhone 13. 12 to 15 million, iPad Pro or iPhone 15. 16 to 20, a smart refrigerator. 21 to 30, a MacBook. 31 to 35, a paid vacation. So basically, you have a lot to win here. And how does this work? So how does this work? Can you go and negotiate to fund easily? Let's show you that in a bit. So for those of you that don't know how to use the software, please pay attention to how you can use the software. Now, this is how it works, so that you can be able to go and negotiate and fund. It is strictly digital, so that we don't waste our time on paperwork. All right, so this is the website. All you have to do is you can read about us. You can go to about us. You see the entire cooperative members and also our team. So this is the team currently. Myself, President Anus, Treasurer Stella, Secretary Shola Kwebada, and Mr. Godwin is host of our radio program. This is our board of advisory. Dr. Lumide, you just saw him. Dr. Clement was here with us earlier in the day, and we have Dr. Wisdom Ezekiel. So you log into your account. If you have not created an account, sign in. If you have created an account, you go to login and then log into your account, and your dashboard will show this. So let's log into the account and see how you can fund and win, and easy as ABC. So once you create an account, you log in. This is your dashboard. So all you have to do is go to new funding. Like I said, click on this button, new funding. So we are currently funding one project per quarter. We are currently in Almond County, Mowe Town. That's in Ogun State, Mowe Town. And you can read about the project. That's the CFO, everything is a fully fenced, gated estate. And we are raising 900 million. So from as low as 200,000 naira, you can fund this particular project, and you'll be glad that you did. Now, like I mentioned, you are the one that will determine your terms and conditions. So the return on investment is not stated. You will be the one to go and negotiate what you think you deserve. So you select your funding plan, my terms and condition. Then you go straight to inputting your terms and condition, and it's as easy as ABC. So that's just how it goes. Let's say 2 million, 3 million, thereabout, whatever it is that you want to invest, the amount, the interest, the duration, you input that, then you click on negotiate. Please, the fact that you can determine your terms and conditions does not mean that you should not be realistic with what your terms and conditions are. So just go ahead and do that. And once you have done that, you can follow your negotiations, click on negotiations, and see their response. See whether they responded to you positively. Or so let's see an example. This is a particular response, for example. This particular person negotiated 2 million, 55%, 18 months. And the developer responded. They said they can only do 18%, 40% in 18 months. So you can try to accept that and proceed and make your payments. Once you have made your payments, the office confirms and you win your prize, and you also get your collateral security while you wait to fund. This is how we allocate collateral security. For those of you that are just joining, your collateral is, you get physical allocation, you get your documents, then you also get digital. So for example, now, you are funded with 5 million. These are layouts of our estates. So let's take an example of this particular estate. In Ibejuleki, you can see people that are funded here. So are you with me? Just go straight down. 500 square meter. This particular piece of land at that time was worth 25 million. So if you fund with 5 million, it means that the piece of land that will be allocated to you will be 5 over 25 million times 500,000 naira. So you can see this particular place. You see Fatai here. You can see Funshaw here. You can see Abayomi here with 40 square meter, 20 square meter. All these are just to provide extra guarantee and extra collateral security for your funding. So you can know that in this particular cooperative society, we don't lose our money. We protect you with what we have assets on ground while we wait for maturity of your fund. So any question in this regard? If there's no question, I want to introduce you to the Real Estate Expo 2023. And I'm excited about this one because last year we had the first edition. So this fund, the fund that I want to promote is for people that want to invest cash. You want to invest cash and get cash in return, right? That's what the funding platform is available for. But if you want to buy land, houses, and apartments, the only day you can do that in Nigeria at the best of prices is the last Friday of every year, and that's the Real Estate Expo 2023. The Real Estate Expo 2023 is we have 15 hours between 9 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. on Friday, December 29th. The minimum product you can buy there is 100,000 naira. From as low as 100,000 naira, you can be able to buy something there, either a cooperative product, or you can be able to co-own a piece of property, a piece of land, as the case may be. Right, so lands, apartments, and houses will be on display. 15 real estate companies are going to be displaying their products. One of the interesting things is that everybody wants to close their books in a positive manner. So that's the last working day of the year. And in fact, these companies, the products that they are giving us for the expo, they are not doing it on their own particular promo, Christmas promo, and all these things. So it's amazing. So it's worth it. Save for it. Wait for it. 9 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. So if you want to register for that, please, who is on this call, IMA or Tofumi or Tife, whoever is on this call, kindly chat the number, the The Rexpo number is 080. Let me call it out for you. Is 08052. So you send your full name, space Rexpo. Once you do that, it means that you are interested in buying a product. Then you'll be giving your Rexpo voucher. So for the first 100 people from this call, you'll be giving 50,000 naira Rexpo voucher. Courtesy personally me, and that's a 5 million naira to 100 people. I think we have given out 10 on the radio yesterday, so we have about 90 to go. So you can quickly send a message to that WhatsApp number, your full name, if you have not registered for the Rexpo. And if you are registered, send your name again that you attended this class and you are due to collect your Rexpo voucher. Okay. So please take attendance. Tofumi, take attendance of everybody, screenshot the name of everybody. So as they are sending you their name for the voucher, you can confirm that they were part of this class. Okay. So let's take a screenshot of every name that are here. So 50,000 naira voucher. This is how it works. Let me show you how the platform works on that, the shopping link on that day, so that you can have an idea, and we'll wrap up from there. So as many of us are there, lands, apartments in different locations, Ekpe, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, different real estate companies, different parts of what we did. In fact, this particular week I've been going on different cycles. Last week also, just to make sure that we can verify the products that have been brought to our platform, apart from us also doing the necessary search in the state ministries. So because of the fact that we are a platform that wants to promote integrity, so we don't want people to be buying properties on our platform and be having issues and other things. So this is how the platform works. On that day, this is the shopping link. So if you are registered, you'll be given a shopping link. Register on the shopping link. Then also join the WhatsApp group, because on that day, the WhatsApp group is where you can be able to do your virtual inspection. So you want to buy land, for example. This is how you invest. You click on land. Which kind of land you want to buy? You want to buy the one that you can rent out? You want to buy the one that you can keep or build? The one that you can resell, luxury? Or as of today, there's no product there. On that day, by 9 a.m., products will appear here in different categories. So you go and buy the one that suits your personal investment objective. If it is for apartments that you want to buy, also the purpose of the apartment is also what is written there. So is it the one that you want to buy and move in? The one that is a distress sale, a luxury, or an off-plan? Off-plan means that you pay down and they will build it for you, or the one that is currently under construction. So it depends on whatever it is that you want. Different products will be available on that day. So register for the Rexpo if you have not. Also, let us know what you are looking forward to. The number that will chat you up, will ask you questions, reply, so that we can be able to get products that can suit your needs on that day. So it's happening December 29th, 2023, Friday from 9 a.m. And physical tickets, if you want to be in the office for that, you can do that online. But if you want to be in the office for that, you can also send a message that you want a physical ticket. But I'd rather you shop online, because there will be too much traffic on the last Friday of the year. Any questions, whether it's from Dr. Clement's session, whether it's from my session or Dr. Lumide's session, or you have questions on the promo, or any of the questions that you have. The fund and promo is until January 7th. So if you are expecting salary at the end of the month, it's still available for you. You fund and win. A particular guy that did the television, that won the television, he just rented an apartment and he doesn't want to buy a TV. So he just funded because he's getting his TV. Now, for those of you that fund with 1.5 million and above, you'll be invited to our award dinner in January 13th, Saturday, January 13th. And that's when you are going to be getting your own gifts. But for people that do 1 million and below, you are getting your Android phone immediately, or your Christmas hampers immediately, like people that came to the office today got theirs. Okay, so any question? So let me check the chat box if there's questions. Yes, the first 100 people gets 50K Rexpo voucher. The voucher is not useful after Rexpo. You have to use it to top up whatever it is that you want to buy. It's just going to, so if you want to spend 5 million, it means that you just spend 4.95 million. That's the main thing. If you want to spend 1 million, it means that it's 950,000 you spend, you attach the Rexpo and you upload proof of payment. That's all. The WhatsApp number, please, IMA, drop the WhatsApp number for the, okay, you have dropped it, 08052682323. Send your name, send Rexpo to that, and you'll be getting your voucher immediately. All right, so no other questions? You have some personal investment questions, you would like to reach me, sam@samorija.org. That's my email address, sam@samorija.org, or chat those WhatsApp number. They will link you to me personally. You can have a one-on-one Zoom call, and I can answer your questions. Can you transfer no, you cannot transfer your voucher to fund real estate. It's a Rexpo voucher. There are two different departments in the company. That's why it has two different numbers actually. So we are not giving out funding vouchers. Funding is literally liability to many real estate companies. It means that it's like debt. So that you are giving the company money to give you back the money with interest. But you buying land, that's it. That's more profit for real estate companies. For the WhatsApp number, it's on the chat box, please. Do we have land? Of course, I was in Abuja 2 weeks ago to inspect our properties and also some of the properties that will be available in the Rexpo. So Abuja properties will be available on Rexpo Day too. So yes, we have, if it is house we want, apartment. So as you register for the Rexpo, they will ask you what you want. So please be specific so that we can know whether we have it. And if we don't have it, we will channel you to the next best alternative on that day. So if you have friends that are in Nigeria or abroad that can be a part of Rexpo and you can also earn commission, please register and let them register, and also you'll be glad. So if you want to earn commission, chat the number. We'll let you know how you can do that for the Rexpo Day. The difference between savings and investment: savings is cash at hand. Investment is cash in the future or asset in the future. Savings is cash at hand. So for savings right now, you are saving your money in the bank. You must be liquid, because, for example, now if there's an health challenge and you are rushed to the hospital, your savings for contingency will cover for that, or your savings for health expenditure will cover for that. You cannot go and use land that you are bought to go and pay for your hospital bill. But land is an investment, but might not be as liquid as that. Business is an investment that can go either way, but savings makes you liquid to take advantage of emergencies, to address emergencies or take advantage of opportunities. So, for example, now I saw a piece of land in somewhere in Ikeja, and it's a distress sale, right? It's about 55 million. The land probably going to be worth about 200 something million, right? Before I got there, some people are taking advantage of it. In fact, I did not even have 55 million cash, but I knew that if I call 2 or 3 people, so all of us will gather it, and we'll sell it up at 200 million and make money. So yeah, that's what savings does. But if you don't have that cash on ground, you will not be able to take advantage of that opportunity. But investment is for the future. Is there a 100K investment or less in the Rexpo shopping? Yes, 100K is the minimum. Yes, 100K is the minimum. You will be able to see something on 100K. But for fund and win, the minimum is 200,000. Any other question? I met you at a business seminar at Scope Market in March. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Nice to connect with you again. For a business that renders services, how do you navigate government policies that may affect your income increase? Now, please, for every business that you want to do, there are 2 major aspects. There's the technical aspect and there's the legal aspect. You must know the current laws that operate. For example, now in the real estate industry, one of the things that they are doing now is that without you being a member of RIDAM, you cannot open a bank account. You cannot open a bank account to be collecting money. Before, it was even SCUM. You have to do the EFCC SCUM. So you must know the different legal policies before you jump into a business. The next one is technical aspects. Can you perform the job, or will you create a team of people that can do the job? So that's very important that you know that. So I think I have addressed your question. Because government policies can affect you, especially if you're a fresh business. Most of these policies are not friendly, especially in Nigeria. I followed you on X, but you have not responded to me. I know you are busy, but try and let me get across to you. Oh, okay. So you are the one that wants to meet me on for the one-on-one talk. Please send a message to Lovett 080-2243-0140. 080-2243-0140. Titilayo. Lovett, take note of that name, Titilayo Ogunmeru. So if he or she sends you a message, you'll be able to schedule a Zoom call with me for tomorrow, and we'll talk about what we want to talk about. Okay, so any other question? I saw a question while I was doing the templates that what are people that your income is not fixed? So if your income is not fixed, for example, now I don't earn salary. So I earn income. As I sell, I make money. I don't earn salary. They don't pay any salary in my company. I'm begging them to pay me. But I earn income. I sell and I make money. So I can, to this week, I can have 10 sales. Next week, I can have 1 or 2. So it's per sale. That's why you use percentage. If it is salary, you can use amounts. But if it is business income or whatever income it is going to be based on percentage. And that means that you have to reduce too many expenses. Too many unreasonable expenses, you reduce that. Any other question? Somebody said that the template did not show life reality. That's why I said that you must create your own plan. So I created that plan based on the student that just finished school and has finished NYSC. So the person probably does not have too many obligations. So you are the one that know your channel of expenses. Go and look at your statement last year, your bank account, do your bank statement from January to December and analyze it. What did I spend money most on? What did I say money more? So that's the reason why it's good for you to have narration on your transfer so that you can be able to remember. You will not remember what you did with January 1, but the narration will tell you, okay, this is what it is. Okay, so any other question? Any other question? So if you need the templates, please chat the number up and they will give you the template 08022430140. On Monday, we'll be on the radio 11:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. Tuesday 11:30 a.m., 6:30 p.m. Wednesday 11:30 a.m., 6:30 p.m. All ahead of the Expo, even in this holiday period. So please, congratulations to all of you that won your voucher. If you have not sent the message, send the message ASAP now and let us know that you are attending the meeting so that you can. There will template number again 08022430140. 08022430140. Please, how do we take advantage of this promo considering the delay response on the part of the developer at the time? Okay, please kindly send us your send in your negotiation to 080 the same WhatsApp number. Let us see why they have not maybe they have replied or not. So that you can be able to take advantage of the promo. Promo ends January 7th, so you still have time to do that. Send your name and Expo to that WhatsApp number 08052 for Expo. Once you have done that, they will send you the shopping link. Once you get the shopping link, you register on the shopping link and you wait for the Expo day. No products on the shopping link as of now until 9 a.m. on December 29th. So you wait for them. Then they will also ask you a few questions what you are looking forward to and the likes. If you are in the UK, if you are in the US, if you are in space, the voucher will be sent to you via WhatsApp. So as long as you can connect to us on Zoom, you also can connect to us on WhatsApp. So once you have chatted number, by Monday, you get the voucher, latest on Monday, 50,000 naira voucher with your name, so your government name on it. Another question? Okay. I'm going to register for Expo. Okay. I think I've answered that. You have sent your name. Okay. So what next is that they will send you a shopping link, register on the shopping platform and wait for Expo, create an account, wait for Expo. And that day. Now, for those of us that bought Expo stock in 2022 and did 12 months, your Expo stock is meant to mature on December 31st. But in the spirit of Expo, the developers have decided to pay ahead of time. So by 28th, a day before Expo 2023, you'll be getting allotted for your Expo stock that you bought last year. I think a lot of people bought stocks last year. That one of it was 50,000 this year. Now it's 150,000. We did not record the meeting. No. We didn't record the meeting. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. While I wait for no other questions, thank you everyone for staying tuned tonight. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please let us take into consideration all the plan that we have. Is there a question on YouTube? Do we have a question on YouTube? I didn't check that. I'm sorry. Let me check that. Is there a question on YouTube? Sorry about that. There's no question on YouTube. Thank you. All right. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Join us on the radio. If you have any question, please send a message to the WhatsApp number. Our offices are open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily. But Monday, Tuesday will be a holiday, won't be open, but Wednesday will be open until Friday. Then we close for the year. We resume January 8th. So we allow our people to have a 1 week break. We resume January 8th. Our office address is at 1B, Eunice Tutorial Close, off Lang Rawolokun, Bagada, Lagos. Bagada Phase 2 Estate in Lagos State. So I cannot mention everybody's name. I deeply appreciate us taking our time to be a part of this meeting. Great meetings don't make great people. It is what you do after the great meeting. It's the execution of what you have learned today that will make you a great person. Remember, if you want to be successful, you have to be deliberate, intentional, and you have to be consistent. I remember that we closed our business 3 times, but because of consistency, we are beginning to get results that we hope to desire. And this is just the beginning, and your own testimony to desire will come. All right, take care, everybody. Bye for now. If you have more questions, please reach out to the WhatsApp number. We'll be having that. Please, if you are not on the Fund Real Estate Cooperative group, join. We do classes like this regularly, and if you are not part of it, you might not be aware of meetings like this. All right, bye everyone. Take care of yourself.